Today's fabulous, frugal, exciting treat is gonna be apple crisp. We're going for a walk, and we've got some apple trees down by the river, and they make these really sour little apples that nobody eats, and they just fall all over the ground and get all mushy and covered in ants. But we're gonna pick some, and we're gonna make them into apple crisp. All right, here we have this weird apple tree down by the river that seems to have no leaves on it really, but it has a lot of apples. A lot of sour apples. So we're gonna pick some. See all those green apples? That's what we're gonna be picking. I don't know how we're gonna get up there and reach them though. Who's climbing up there? All right, I'm gonna try one. Girls, you wanna try one and see what it tastes like?
Is that one from the ground?
You know, that's not bad. That's not that sour.
Is that from the ground?
No, that's from the tree.
Are these from the tree?
Yes, you can try one. I actually like that. That's not sour like I thought it was going to be. It's going to make a good apple crisp. You could actually just eat these. It's so weird.
Is this from...
So we're using the old shake the branches method for knocking the loose ones down. Hey Neve, what's in your bag?
Apples!
Hey Autumn, what's in your bag?
Apples!
Those are gorgeous. And now here we are back, ready to make our apple crisp, which is a great way to use, well, obviously free apples, Super-Frugal. It's a quick recipe. It's much easier than baking a pie. I can make a pie crust, but it's not my strongest talent, let me just say. But apple crisp, just as yummy as pie and a lot easier to make. I think the most time-consuming part of this, other than maybe going out to get the apples, is cutting them up. And that's not really that difficult, is it? No, it's not, and I don't peel them. So here I have 4 cups of cut up apples in our little Pyrex baking dish. You butter the dish first, and you pour over a 1/4 cup of orange juice. Except I did not have any orange juice in the house today, surprise, surprise. And I'm a big one for using substitutions, so I had a little cranapple juice in the fridge, so I used that because you want to add a little extra moisture. Then all you do is make your crumbly topping. And that is easy and fun and quick. Quick, easy, fun, frugal, yeah! So, take our bowl. Put in 1/2 cup of flour. You add to that 1/2 cup of oats. And if you don't have oats in the house, just use 3/4 to a full cup of flour. You put in a cup of sugar. Mix all that around, and then you're going to cut in 1/3 of a cup of butter. And you want this to be cold butter in chunks. Here I have that. I know that looks, this is 1/3 cup. It looks like more than 1/3 of a cup, but it's not. It's just sticking out of the top of the cup because I cut big chunks. And it will show you on the butter wrapper where to cut for it to be 1/3 of a cup. I know, that's pretty simple, isn't it? So you put your butter chunks in. And of course you can use a pastry blender or a big old fork, but I always just like to use my fingers because I just like to get in there. And you crumble your dry ingredients into your little chunks of butter until you don't have any big chunks of butter anymore, until it's all dried up and crumbly. And then all we're gonna do, this is so fun, it's a very tactile experience. This is good for kids to help you with if their hands are clean, because it's very interesting for them to feel the textures. You can, I'm talking little kids. You can sort of say, okay, what does the flour feel like? Oh, it's like soft and powdery. And what does the sugar feel like? Oh, it's like grainy or like sand. And what do the oats feel like? And then like, ooh, what's this butter feel like? And what's it feel like when you're mixing it all together? It's a good little lesson on your sense of touch. I'm talking little kids. Hopefully, your bigger kids kind of already know this. So you mix it all together, and then you're going to add, well, I'll tell you what the recipe calls for, and then I'll tell you what we're actually going to do. The recipe calls for 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. But I don't have any nutmeg in the house right now. Nutmeg, I think, is a critical ingredient for your zucchini bread, which I made recently, and I used up my nutmeg. I'm also a huge fan of cinnamon. So 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, oh, I don't think so. No, that's not enough. Apples and cinnamon are a beautiful combination. And I will be adding more cinnamon, and I probably won't really be measuring it. I'll just be dumping it in. I'm a little low on cinnamon right now, and I need a good spice coupon to get some more. You also throw in a dash of salt. So now, crunch, crunch, squish, squish. Now, on the topic of substitutions, because I was just thinking, what else could you do with this? It's a little different. So you could use brown sugar instead of your white sugar. Ooh, and then I thought maple sugar. I wish I had some maple sugar. If you happen to have maple sugar, that would be delicious. I think if you had some granola cereal that you wanted to use up, you could mix that in or just sprinkle that on top. That's all mixed together, nice and crumbly. Now we're gonna dump in our cinnamon. I buy it in a big old container. I don't tend to buy things in a big old bulky container, but cinnamon and oregano and cumin, I buy in these big old containers because I use a lot of those. And we are very low on cinnamon right now, so we're gonna dump it in there, and we're gonna sprinkle a little bit directly onto the apples because that uses up my container and I like it. So mix our cinnamon into our crumbly topping mixture. And then we're just going to sprinkle it on top. Then all you do, got all your topping on, pop her in the oven. Shoot, by the way, I did forget to add the pinch of salt. But it's salted butter, so probably okay. But you do like a little bit of salt in your sweet dishes like this because the salt brings out the sweet flavor. Not too much because you don't want it to taste like, you know, King Triton's underwater apple delight. No. You want just enough salt. Like you don't even want to taste salt. It's just this magical secret, you know, hidden at the back of your palate kind of, you know, thing that's bringing out the sweetness. So, dash of salt. And here's our apple crisp, fresh from the oven, baked for 40 minutes at 375. Or until apples are soft and your crumble topping is crispy and deliciously brown. And now we shall taste it. The best part! Alright, here we are with my expert taste testers, and let me serve you up a little bit of apple crisp. Do you think you're gonna like it?
Yeah.
You do?
I have had this before.
You have had it before?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Well,
You don't think so. She doesn't think so. And what do you think of it now?
yum.
Yum! So we've turned an apple crisp hater into an apple crisp lover. Do I get that? Can you just hold it for a second while I get on hers? Let me try. You like the topping? I think that is really, really delicious. I love that. What do you
I
think?
think it's really, really delicious. As delicious as Mommy thinks it is.
As delicious as I think it is. Oh, she's taking it away. Do you remember where these apples came from?
The apple tree near our house down the river.
That's right. We picked those apples ourselves, didn't we?
Yes.
We have a lot more in the fridge. This really didn't require that many apples. I'm impressed. So, super fast, super easy, super frugal, super delicious!
And also,
Apple crisp! And easier than apple pie. And yes, Mimi, what did you want to say?
if you have a grown-up with you, you can let the grown-up shake the tree and it can be like you raining apples.
That's right. If you have a grown-up with you, let your grown-up shake the apple tree and it's like raining apples down on your head. They hit you in the head, didn't they? When Daddy shook the tree. What do you think, Autumn? You have anything to add?
Click down below if you want to watch more videos of Kitten Kitten Kitten. Bye!